It's new play day on Shakesyear. Today we get started on Henry IV Part 2, which all of you are very lucky because you've already heard all of the monologues from Henry IV Part 1. So you know where we stand. We know that there was just a war. We know that Prince Hal killed Hotspur. We're sort of like raised him up in his father's esteem, but then his father was like going to send the army in 3 different directions and blah, 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 blah. So Henry IV Part 2 picks up in the prologue, which in the first folio is called Act 1, Scene 1, but whatever. Some people like to call it the prologue because they don't think that it counts. There's this character called Rumor who is supposed to be covered in tongues because rumor is a rumor, a bit of a gossip. So if you'll pardon me, I'm going to affect a little bit of a voice here to do this monologue for you today. So here we are. We're going to start out. This is how Henry IV Part 2 starts out, like the very, very top of the show starts out with Rumor comes out covered in tongues and does the last time on Shakespeare, comes out and says, "Open your ears, for which of you will stop the vent of hearing when loud rumor speaks? I, from the Orient to the drooping West, make the wind my post-horse, still unfold the acts commenced on this ball of earth. Upon my tongue continual slanders ride, the which in every language I pronounce, stuffing the ears of them with false reports. I speak a peace while covert enmity under the smile of safety wounds the world. And who but rumor, who but only I, make fearful musters and prepared defense, whilst the big year, swollen with some other griefs, is thought with child by the stern tyrant war, and no such matter. Rumor is a pipe, blown by surmises, jealousies, conjectures, and of so easy and so plain a stop that the blunt monster with uncounted heads, the still discordant, wavering multitude can play upon it. But what need I thus my well-known body to anatomize among my household? Why is rumor here? I run before King Harry's victory, who, in a bloody field by Shrewsbury, hath beaten down young Hotspur and his troops, quenching the flame of bold rebellion, even with the rebels' blood. But what mean I to speak so true at first? My office is noise abroad that Harry Monmouth fell under the wrath of noble Hotspur's sword, and that the king, before the Douglas rage, stooped his anointed head as low as death. This have I rumored through all the peasant towns, between the royal field of Shrewsbury and this worm-eaten, hollow-ragged stone where Hotspur's father, old Northumberland, lies crafty sick. The posts come tiring on, and not a man of them brings other news than they have learned of me. From rumor's tongues they bring smooth comforts false, worse than true wrongs." So yeah, this is setting the scene for Henry IV Part 2, which picked up right after Henry IV Part 1, where Hotspur was just killed and the king is going off to fight more battles, but rumor is spreading word through the towns that Hotspur beat Prince Hal and that the king has like bowed down to Douglas. So the kind of the exact opposite of what happens. And that's setting us up for the next scene, which we will get to hear from tomorrow, wherein there's lots of confusion about what actually happened on the battlefield. And we'll get to see how all that turns out tomorrow. I'll see you then.